Right, here we go. Starting the video.
Starting the video.
And we are going live, or starting the podcast recording in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to another episode of Business Bros. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, aren't you happy that you got the other bro here this time?
Dude, it's cool. Like, I get to interview you, kind of.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a crazy week, man. I'm sorry I ditched you earlier this week, and
We went to go see the museums.
I did. But for what it's worth, that has been one of my objectives, one of my goals for 2019 is to see all of the museums at Balboa Park. And by doggone it, I have stuck to it, even if I had to ditch you. I'm sorry.
I know. It was okay. I pulled through. It was a good show anyways.
It was. And I also want to apologize to Wesley Dwayne from Rideshare TV, because it was his episode that I was supposed to be here, and it ended up just being the two of you.
Yep. Ride Play TV.
Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, Ride Share. It's because Ride Play TV goes into
the
Ride Shares. So that's why, yeah, it messes me up sometimes too. But it's Ride Play TV, and so Wesley, yeah, I mean, it was a good show.
It was.
I mean, it was.
I listened to it afterwards. Took a lot of good nuggets from it. Dad, if you're listening, you
drives Uber or
drive
Lyft?
Uber. Yeah, you
gotta hop on that thing.
hop on it. Make a little bit of extra money.
Might as
while
well.
you're making that extra money.
Exactly. Look, we're here to provide you some support, some background, some extra advice, that little bit of information that you hear either from us directly or from other people that we interview on the show to help you make your business better. That's the intent.
Whole point.
It's the point, right? I mean, if I knew stuff that if I had the opportunity to talk to other people, which really you could do that, you just open your mouth and say, "Hey, what are you doing?" But we don't, right? But if I had a show like this where I could hear other people's stories, I'd hear what other people tried, what other people failed at, what other people succeeded at, I think I would have done a lot better in business just starting out at the very beginning, right? I mean, I wouldn't have had to make some of the mistakes that I made.
Yeah, that's the whole point, is everybody that comes on has all kinds of different experiences that they get to share, and everybody that's listening gets to learn from those.
Yeah, and they're doing some cool things out there, some new things, some hot things, some things that are popular that are going to get you more exposure. Like video, for example. This whole reason why we're doing this whole Facebook Live thing, right? The whole reason is because video is the next top thing. We need to have content out there that's relevant, that's fun, that's engaging for you guys, because let's face it, our attention is like squirrel, right? That's it. That's our attention span. So we got to have video content out there to make sure that we're staying top of mind with you guys, that we're, doing what's trendy at the moment, right?
Which is video.
But at the same time, we're sharing with you what's going on the back end, what we're building, how we're growing the particular business, how things are expanding and getting better, because ultimately you're in business to make a profit. If you're not making a profit in business, why the hell are you in business?
It's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time. I mean, that's really what it comes down to, right?
It's true.
I mean, yes, you're here to be of service to others. Yes, you're here to build powerful relationships. Yes, you're here to do whatever it is, sell whatever it is that you're doing.
But at the end of the day, if that P&L says 0,
what are you doing it for?
It's hard to justify.
It's really hard to justify.
It's really hard to justify.
Might as well go out and get a job, because you're going to end up doing the same thing with way less stress. Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
there you go.
A W-2 job, right? Going out there, doing your 9 to 5, getting out, clocking out, and being done with the day. You're done with the day.
That's one of the most amazing things with some of the people that I talk to, that some people can actually leave their work at work. Mm-hmm. Like, we can't. We are # always on.
It never ends. Right here, this is like a little cuckoo's nest. It just
all
keeps
the time.
going all the time.
All the time. I was watching the movie Us last night, and I'm in the middle of the movie, and I just have this epiphany, this aha.
I can write this down.
And I can't write it down because I don't want to be rude and bust out my phone. They literally yell at the theater.
Oh yeah.
They literally have this whole thing about don't turn on your phone. This is what everybody sees, and
it's true.
It's true. It is.
I've been at the theater when that happens.
That's
the worst.
A no-no. It's the worst.
That's a no-no.
I want to kick the chair in front of me when that happens.
Yeah, and it's not even the chair's fault. So guy down the but yeah, you're right. I was watching. I was sat down with the family, and we were watching the Winnie the Pooh movie, which I swore I wasn't gonna watch because they ruined Tigger. They didn't even make him really orange. Kind of made me mad. But anyways, I was watching the Winnie the Pooh story, and then that whole storyline where he grows up and he's involved in work and he's trying to have a balance between family. I'm still thinking in my head.
It's a hook.
It's a hook, right? Yeah. No, it's more like a right hook to me. Like I'm like, bam, you know, like I'm working all the time, but I love what I do. I love this stuff. Right? Yeah. Talking about this stuff is just like a hobby. Some people do it with, you know, sports. I mean, we talk sports too, but some people do it with sports. Some people do it with fishing. Marvel. Some people do it with Marvel. Whatever it is, they'll talk about that all day long. They'll do that all economics. Whatever it is, right, Melina? They'll just talk about it all day long because that's what they love to do. Mm-hmm. This is what I love to do. So it's not really work, but that's not how it's perceived. Other people might see it as you work too much. Right. You don't have a good balance. I'm like, dude, I'm happy every day.
Yeah, no. I mean, believe me, there are some I have my limitations. You know, I have my limitations where I will work and work, and then I have to
plug, not work. Yeah. Well, yeah. If I didn't have to sleep, I wouldn't. But I have to, right? We have to. You have to recharge, and sometimes it's sleep, sometimes it's watching a movie, like the kids and I do.
Sometimes it's going to museums.
Sometimes it's going to museums, even on a Tuesday.
Yep. It happened to be a Tuesday, and for the record, I blocked out the rest of the Tuesdays that I'm going to be doing so we don't book anything. So we don't book anything.
All right, fair enough. So
sorry, Wes.
Yeah, sorry, Wes. No, but I mean, that's one of those things that when I talk to different people, that's having that balance is one of those questions. But I think where I was going with that point was more along the lines of being able to be exposed to people, right? So having that content with somebody, listening to that story, right? Mm-hmm. Which is one of the epiphanies I had this morning, by the way, when I was making breakfast and I was listening to a podcast myself. Little podcast thing. I was thinking, you know what would be a good idea? If I was to create a business mastermind for business bros. Mm-hmm. Not just like any mastermind, because most masterminds are where you show up and you come and you sit down and there's an event of people. And let's be honest, I don't always have time to go to those. There's something that comes up. I want to be able to hear those. I want to be able to listen. I wish people, I could listen to that particular person speak a little more, right? And whoever it is, I think it would be cool to associate myself with them and be involved in a mastermind like that and expose all of our listeners and everybody else who's just getting into the business to have that kind of sort of, interaction. Mm-hmm. Because I have some great ideas. I also have some shitty ideas, right? And I know other people that have great ideas and they also have shitty ideas. But sometimes if we take both of our shitty ideas and we kind of mix them together and we kind of figure something else out, dude, it could be gold. You know what I mean? It could be. It's just a matter of I want to be able to talk to people about what it is I'm doing. Mm-hmm. Maybe they can talk to me about what it is they're doing, and I'll have a different perspective. Right? Just like they'll have a different perspective on whatever it is that we're doing. And it'd be cool to interact like that. And I have people in mind that I want to reach out to and say, hey, if I was to put a Business Bros mastermind together, and this would be a web-based Business Bros mastermind, so I could reach out to you and say, hey, you're on the mastermind call, would you like to be a speaker on today's presentation? Mm-hmm. And then we can open it up to people and put it on Facebook Live, for example, and everybody can listen in. And if it's a subject area or content that you're interested in, or the speakers, the main presenters are somebody that you're interested in, you want to learn from, wouldn't that be kind of cool to have that kind of exposure, that kind of content out there, that kind of just, there's major masterminds of great people. I was talking to Mike Cuevas on the show not too long ago, and he was talking about how him and Sam met at a mastermind event, and they do some great mastermind events that they fly out to different places, and that's all great and good, and those are awesome and amazing. But what if we can get the same minds having same conversations online where it's not going to take them, a day to fly out and book a hotel, and all those things are great because don't believe it or not, those masterminds, when you go out there and actually talk to these people, there's awesome interaction that happens during the mastermind event, but also afterwards in the social events. So there's something that happens there that makes the connection even bigger and better. So don't avoid those. I'm just saying, I think it would be cool to have one of our own and invite different people that have already been on the show to continue the conversation, to be more like almost a Q&A type thing where we're having a conversation with maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us maybe sitting around a round table and having a conversation about a particular topic or a particular idea, maybe like on social media or whatever the specific, topic of the day would be, but also have a feed of people being able to ask questions, to comment, to have opinions, to share in, to listen in to what's going on in these conversations.
So what you're asking here is who wants to be a part of that as one of the mastermind members, and who would be interested in
Just
listening
being
in.
a fly on the wall, right? That's
All
that.
right.
I would love to be that. I mean, think about it. If Jeff Bezos, if Elon Musk, if Mark Zuckerberg were hanging around having a conversation, it was on video, and I could hear in. Mm-hmm. I mean, how much value would that be?
Heck yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm not saying we're going to get those big names on and to do a mastermind with us, but there are
we'll try.
But there are big hitters in our industry right now that I'm sure have 30 minutes in a day, maybe 45 minutes in a day, but they can't fly somewhere to do it. Mm-hmm. But they'd hop on a webinar for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, it's just a space for all of these people who are already doing incredible things to share amongst each other, because I mean, when it comes right down to it, there's enough out there for everybody, and we
100%.
all, you know, like iron sharpens iron, right? We're just gonna go out there and make each other better.
Yeah, and that's the point, right?
Yeah.
And that's the point of our podcast, is to try to bring you value so that you in turn can make yourself better, so that you in turn can make your business better, so that the bottom line on your P&L is a positive number on its way up every single time.
That's the whole point.
If I can't do that by myself to help you, I'm sure I can bring other people in so we can talk about stuff to help that for whatever it is. And we can have strong debates, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, we can have debates on why a traditional brokerage and why not a virtual brokerage. We can have debates on why you should have brick and mortar or why you shouldn't have brick and mortar, or why Facebook versus Instagram, or video versus podcast, whatever it's going to be. Everybody has a different strength and a different
just
realm.
barely scratching the surface.
That's just, yeah, exactly. You can, I mean, motivation, mindset, affirmation, all kinds of different things that successful people use every single day.
Well, here's the thing: is that everybody is going through different things in different times.
Yeah,
everybody's in different stages of building their various businesses, and so to bring all of these masterminds together, all of these minds together to create the mastermind. I mean, the whole point is, what do you have going on? Oh, hey, I know how to fix that.
Yeah.
And somebody else who's listening in is going to have the same thing going on. And then they get to hear the solution. Oh, that's how I fix that.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
And that's it. And imagine, we have an insurance person, we have real estate people, we have attorneys, we have tax professionals, we got all these different kinds of people that
Speaking of which, collaborative marketing event on Monday.
Oh, yeah, cut in, right? But all these different people that are networking together, that are on this mastermind, that could come together once a week, maybe once a month, or whatever it's going to be that we can set up. Would you be interested in being a fly on the wall on that? Would you be interested in being in the hot seat and having the questions come at you? I mean, those are two different things to consider. Those are two different things that we want to reach out to you guys. And those are things that are going on in our mind to try to bring more value to what it is you do. And in the meantime, we'll still be bringing on hot guests that are, hot as in, mind hot.
Yeah, like fire. Like they're
fire,
amazing.
yeah. Those kinds of guests that come out here and share their story, their trials, their tribulations, and what's working for them today. But in the meantime, imagine, that's the power of one episode. One episode that you listen to our podcast could be the little spark that takes your business to the next level.
Well, that's the whole point. That's what we're trying to do anyway.
But imagine if you had 5 or 6 sparks together.
Yeah, there you go.
Flamas. Right? That's
Ooh,
flames right
sparky,
there.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what it's all about. That's the epiphany that came to me while I was scrambling some eggs this morning, listening to a podcast.
Which podcast were you listening to?
I was listening to Tim and Julie Harris's podcast,
Oh, okay.
Real Estate Coaching Radio. #1 podcast in real estate coaching.
Boom.
So that's the one I was listening to, and it had nothing to do with that at all. The episode I was listening to had nothing to do with that, but that's the idea that popped in my head. And that's the value of listening to people who are successful, is something might click. It might not even be the topic that you're talking about. It might not be the first time you hear it that message is going to click. It might take you the 3rd or 4th time that you hear that message. It's just because you're in a different space in your business, you're in a different mindset in your mind, you're in a different point in your life where that message finally makes sense. That's the point. That's why there's video. That's why there's audio podcasts. That's why there's all these different things, because when you listen to them, when you just have a consistency about what it is you do, whether it's creating content or listening to content, the consistency of you getting that information into your head is what's going to turn your mindset into one of action and then success, whatever it's going to be.
So good, man. So good. I love when you go on your rants.
I can't help it.
Yeah, no. I love it when you do. It's like, because you're so passionate about this. So, since you are, tell us about what you're seeing in the podcast, where we're headed.
Dude, podcast is tripping me out my brain. So, one of the coolest things, and this is one of the, I was having a conversation with Melina, and this was after we did the podcast with Melina. It's really different because when I talk to people who are interested in starting a podcast, you know, I explain to them the different options that they can use to start a podcast. It's really easy to do, right? Setting it up and maybe getting, you know, mics or whatever, all that stuff is the easy part. The most difficult part is the consistency, right? I've helped people start their podcasts, but they do a couple episodes here and there, and then it kind of falls off. Right. And in speaking with Melina, well, speaking with pretty much anybody that's been in any business, consistency is the key. I was listening to Sam the other day, and he has his goal is 365 posts, right?
365
one
posts?
A day, video post a day.
Oh, okay.
Right, and so he marks them like 76 out of 365, whatever it is, you know. And he's putting one out there, and he was one of them that he was putting out there was, it doesn't matter if you suck at something, if you're consistent, you will win. Because if you're consistent, you're going to continue to do it, and you're going to recognize things that you're not doing right. You're going to try to perfect the little things. You're going to try to make corrections. You're going to try to improve on what you're doing, but you're consistently doing and you're getting better. And me personally, I'm big on the action. It's the consistency. Like when I told James you were going to do a podcast, we're going to do it every day. If I put it out there in the Twitter sphere, in the, you know, internet, Facebook world, I'm doing it. I told you I was going to do it. We're going to do it. Yep. And yeah, no matter how bad it sucks, we're going to get out there and we're going to do it every single day. And so I was talking to Melina because we met Melina. You know, we reached out to her probably like when she was 4 or 5 episodes in, and she puts out a podcast once a week. So her episode numbers are not as much as ours, but she's been around just a little bit longer than us, actually. And so we were talking when we were talking originally at the beginning, it was just via a Zoom message, and then she told us that she was going to be in town. We met, we went out to lunch, you know, and we were having this conversation of kind of a surreal conversation that we've been putting out content, and people are starting to recognize who we are. We're starting to recognize what we're doing out here, you know, the value that we're bringing to the table, the objective of our podcast, and our listenership and our viewership is growing. And it was kind of cool to, you know, think about that. And then we started talking about where things are going to go, right? And how we're doing things. And I'm not going to share Melina's stuff because that's for her to do. But she's doing some big, phenomenal things. So check out her podcast, The Brainy Biz, for sure.
The Brainy Business.
Yep. Her at The Brainy Biz.
Yep.
But her podcast, The Brainy Business. And she's doing some phenomenal things. We're going to see. She is going to be the next Susie Orman or the next Oprah of that field. For sure.
Yeah.
Hands down, I already know, like without a shadow of a doubt, right?
No doubt.
No doubt that's going to happen for her. And that's amazing. And so we're looking at what we wanted to do. And so we started reaching out to different people that have already been in the show. We made contact with people for this shoe drive that we're doing. Mm-hmm. We're starting to get people who want us to promote events and networking events. And we're trying to really hone down on what it is that the Business Bros is. And it's really just sharing experience. I think really what it comes down to is we want to either make you more money, we want to save you money, or we want to save you time. One of those 3 things.
That's it.
And that's the core thing that we want our business to do. So if we can save you time by not making the same mistakes, that's I mean, speaks volumes. That's wisdom right there. Why step in the same hole if I can tell you that there's a hole right there? Don't step in it. Right? That's really what it comes down to. So we're going to save you time. We're going to save you money, because if you make that mistake in business, the downside is you can make as many mistakes as you want. It's not a big deal. It only costs money, right? That's really what it is. If you have more money to spend, you're allowed to make more mistakes. That's really what it comes down to.
True.
So we're going to save you time in the mistakes. We're going to save you money so you don't make the same mistakes other people are doing. And the objective in the end is going to be to make you money. It's the bottom line. Right? If I can share a story with you, if I can bring someone on the show who shares a story with you, if I can bring someone on the show who you end up networking with and connecting with and doing business with, that's what it's all about. And that's the direction that I see the podcast going in. It's going to be the place where you come to find other professionals, to hear their stories, to figure out. It's almost like a business dating place, right? I mean, it's like a business Tinder for us. You get to hear somebody on the show and be
Bumble.
like, huh?
Bumble.
A Bumble?
Yeah.
That's what you're going to call it? Or is that
no,
actually a thing?
No, that's a thing. It's,
Yeah?
it's like, Bumble has like the dating side of it, and then
Uh-huh.
it also has like a business networking side.
Oh, that's what we saw at the WeWork place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like that, right? Except you actually get to hear the person's story,
Right.
right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
their whole story from
As
their
opposed to
perspective.
like a little profile, and a picture that,
and you decide whether this is somebody you want to work with or not. And if you don't want to work with them, fine, you don't have to work with them. But maybe their story tells you something about them. You learn something, and you don't make the same mistake, or you take what they're doing and you decide I can do it just a little bit better, and you accelerate. And that's what it's all about. That's the bottom line. That's where I see the business bros going.
Yeah, I dig it.
I want to be your catalyst. I want to be your rocket fuel.
Up and away.
Up and away.
To infinity and beyond.
By the way, I'm doing something really bad today. I'm drinking a Sonic, and it's a big one. But it's good. It's good. It's super sugar in a cup. It's not very good for you, no, but it's delicious. So that's my thing for today.
That's your bad thing for today. Well, I did a good thing today. I was not a shunkel.
You were not a shunkel today.
I was not a shunkel.
Yeah.
I was a gunkle.
Yeah, I guess a gunkle. Yeah,
I was a gunkle.
So
Yeah.
tell the listeners what a shunkel and a gunkle is.
Well, a shunkel is a shitty uncle.
Yeah, and he said he was. I thought he was pretty good. He sees them all the time.
No. Yeah, I mean, I do see them all the time, but like last year and the last couple of years, I think I've made it out to like one of their games, maybe. So I've been trying to make it a point. We started doing our cousins brunch once a month, and that's really cool. Made it a point to hang out with mom and dad and the nieces and nephews the last time they were in town. And so today I went to Liam's baseball game, and that made me a good uncle.
It made a
gunkle.
a gunkle, a
Yeah.
good uncle,
Yeah.
versus a shunkel,
Versus a shunkel.
which is a.
So I did good.
Which, oh yeah, you already said it, huh?
Yeah, I already said it.
I just wanted to hear you say it one more time.
Shitty uncle.
Admit it. Admit
I
it.
was a shitty uncle. I'm sorry.
Oh, too much fun on this podcast.
Too much fun. Oh man, I keep saying it over and over and over again. I mean, you do most of the interviewing, you do most of the talking. I'm usually back here just ticking away at the keyboard and saying hi to everybody that hops on. Speaking of which, Let's, Lisa, Matt, Cindy, and Russell just jumped on for like half a second.
Hey, babe.
But yeah, like thanks to everybody, and we'll get the shout outs going. But I love the way that the podcast has really changed and focused our lives, our direction, our business. And you're talking about masterminds. I am part of a mastermind group, and I'm like really looking forward to talking more with them about the different ways to integrate everything that we're doing in the podcast and with the insurance stuff and all the real estate and just tying it all together. And I mean, we got all our real estate investments that are rotating around right now, and just all kinds of good stuff. It's
big things.
It's big things.
It's big things.
It's big things.
Look, here's what it comes down to. We're promoting the event that's going on Monday, the collaborative marketing event. Right? Good speaker. It's just going to be a good time. It's one of those where you got nothing to do on a Monday night for $10. Come have a meal. Come have a drink. Come meet some people. And dude, it's that part of the business, the part where you get out there and talk to people and get in front of them, tell them what it is you do. That's the part of the business that you will not do, and that's the reason why you will fail, because you don't get in front of the person. Other
struggle,
people
at least
struggle.
Right?
Let's be honest. It fail because 85% of real estate agents are gonna fail because they won't get out and talk to
That's
people.
true.
That's just a fact. The other ones are gonna get out and talk to people, and they're the ones that are gonna be successful. You have to do it. You have to get out of your skin. Have to get out of stop saying no. Like Courtney did the other day, right?
Yeah.
Courtney Cameron came
Yes,
in.
man.
Huh? Yeah. Yes, man. Exactly. She came in. She's like, you know what? I don't do this sort of thing. I'm an introvert. I don't post my stuff on social media. I don't pick up the phone and cold call. I don't go out to social events. I don't do that sort of thing. But I'm going to say yes this time. I'm going to start doing these things. Right. And that's one of those things that you who are getting started in the business, you got to realize that this is a relationship based industry if you're in sales, hands down. The
Period.
sooner you realize that the relationships are the ones that are going to bring you the business, then the sooner you're going to realize that you need to go out and make more relationships. And here's the thing, you can start a relationship at any time, at the grocery store, at the Starbucks line, at the Little League field, wherever it is. You can start with a say hello, but you need to enrich that relationship.
Yeah.
And that requires you going out to social events. That's why the masterminds that we were talking about earlier, where you fly out to different places or you meet up in different places and you hear the content that's on the stage for maybe the 45 minutes to an hour, but the mingling that happens afterward is where you really, make that connection solid. It's where you close that gap between somebody you met and somebody you've befriended. And that's the difference. That's why you need to go out to these types of events. The collaborative marketing event, it's just one event that's going to have people from other industries who are professionals who already have a client book of business that comes to them and says, hey, I need help. Do you know somebody who, you could be that somebody who sells real estate, who is in insurance, who is an attorney. That's your brand. That's what it comes down to. Do you know somebody who, if they don't think of you, you know who? I don't know where that came from. That just was one of those things. It works, right?
Yeah.
And that's what happens. That's why you need to do $10, and it's in Little Italy. It's a great little spot. I mean, we'll make sure we put this in the show notes here because I always forget to. And it's $10 if you use the promo code BizBros, BIZBROS. It's simple. Right? Insurance blockchain /.center /collaborative.
Yep.
Right. And
that's just one of many events. I mean, we are seeing all kinds of a bunch of our lender partners, if you will, former guests on the show that are lenders, that are real estate agents, a bunch of different people putting on all kinds of different events. We'll continue to talk about them and promote them, because like we always say, as soon as you come on the show, you are a friend, and we want to just help you out and promote your event.
That's right. I mean, that's what it comes down to. Build a relationship, enhance that relationship, the business will come because they're your friends.
That's right.
Right? I mean, by the way, I'm going to promote something I'm going to be doing. On Thursday, the 28th, is opening day for the Padres.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We do that all the time. If you're at opening day, I'm going to be out there, and I'm going to do a live, probably on Instagram, probably on Facebook, probably on both, and find me, and I'll give you $10. And here's why. For the last maybe 3 years or so, I've done the My 10 Challenge, right? So for me, My 10 Challenge is easy. Anytime I pay, I use a cash budget. I use an envelope system budget. So in my household, all the bills get paid electronically, but on payday, we go out, we take the money at the beginning of the month, and we create a budget. So, certain amount of money goes into food, certain amount of money goes into gas envelopes, certain amount of money goes into the fun envelope, certain amount of money goes to the wife, certain amount of money goes to me, and that's it. That's all the money. That's all the money you have for the month. Do whatever you want with it. So one of the things that I do is I don't allow myself to spend $10 bills. So if I go and buy something to eat and I give them a $20 bill and the cashier gives me a $10 bill back in change, I cannot spend that $10 bill.
It was a $20 meal.
It was a $20 meal. Sorry. Tough. Yep. Right? And so $10, I've just been stacking them basically in a shoebox.
But why did you choose the 10s?
I chose the 10. You can choose any denomination, but for me, a 10 was not a bill that's big enough where it'll hurt. It kind of sucks, right? But it's not a bill that's big enough where it'll hurt, but at the same time, it's not as common as a $1 bill, for example, right? So I don't get 10s all the time, but every once in a while I do. And now it's a fun game when I go to the store or when I go out to eat and I pay for something. I'm like, ooh, am I going to get a 10 back? And I'm like, ooh, 5's cool. I get a 10, you're like, oh, that was...
So I play the same game, but I do use the singles. And the reason why is because the most I'm going to get is 4 singles back.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. The most I'm going to get is 4 singles back. $4 doesn't hurt. $10 is like, I don't want to pay $20 for a meal.
Right. To each his own, however it is. But it's another way for you. Yeah, it's another way for you. Yeah, you can play it, and it's another way for you to save some extra cash.
That's
right?
it.
And so the only way I spend those $10 bills are 2 ways. When I do promos like this, where I'm going to be at the game and I'm going to give away a $10 bill, and my hope is that you take that $10 bill and you start saving money yourself. That's the key. Now, if you want to take that $10 bill and go buy a beer, that's on you. But my intent is for you to start saving money in your own way. And hopefully this $10 bill is one of those things that sparks it, right? And so I take my $10 bills. Most of them I just put away. But I either do events like this or I donate them to different projects that happen at the school that I work at. So those are the only ways that I give away the $10
So
bills.
March 28th, Padres opening day. Come find Hernan. He will be there. I will be there the day after.
I'll be in the grassy area by the ballpark, by the way.
Park at the park.
Park at the park.
And we'll get you on Instagram. We'll do a Business Bros.
Take your $10 bills. And you're on your way.
And enjoy that beer.
And enjoy that beer. What a jerk.
I know what I would do.
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, I do one, so I'm going to go get a $9 beer and put $1 away.
That's right.
So that's the premise. That's the point. And that's what I'm trying to get across in this podcast every single day. I'm going to give you ways to save money. I want to give you ways to make money. I want to give you ways to save time. So if that's something you're interested in, and hopefully you are because you're a listener of the podcast, hopefully you're learning something. Hopefully it's digging deep into your mind and becoming part of your soul and making you more money and making you a better person, making you more profits, helping you be of service to other people in a better way, then I've done my job right. So, that's, we're good on time?
Yeah, we're good on time.
All right. So we want to make sure we at least hopped on one Facebook Live here. And I'm going to be going out of town the first week of April, but it doesn't stop us from putting out content. We've doubled up our schedule for interviews this week. So you might see some Facebook Lives doubling up during the week. But that's okay. That's just the content that's going out there. That'll allow us to post one episode a day, every day, Monday through Friday, with 100% consistency like we said we would, because that's what we do. We make sure we're consistent and makes us better every single day in every single thing we do.
Just looking at the calendar, and big shout outs to everybody who's been here. I'm going to just work backwards. Javier Feria, man, awesome story. Loved listening and learning from him and all of his investment experience. Courtney, way to come out of your shell. Love you. Awesome job. Wesley, sorry I missed you again, but great story, great product there, the Ride Play TV.
That's right.
That's the other thing. You have it on the board as Rideshare too.
I did.
So Ride Play TV. Joseph from the Vineyards.
Dude,
Hacienda Vineyards.
that was amazing.
That was super cool. So if you guys are looking for a spot to
throw a party,
anything
get
like
married,
that. Yep,
right? And just have a little staycation. Dude, it's right here in Rancho San Diego.
Yep.
A vineyard in Rancho San Diego.
It's a 10-minute drive from here.
Yeah, you got to get there.
Yeah,
check
awesome.
it out.
And of course, one of our favorite peoples, one
Melina
of our
Palmer.
favorite podcasts, Melina. Thank you so much
For everything you do.
Yep.
Cool beans. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, go out there, be productive, learn something, make something of yourself, be successful in every single way you possibly can, doing the thing that you love to do, and hopefully, it brings you joy. That's the bottom line. If you ain't happy, don't do it.
Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy that sun. It is beautiful. It is lovely. It is springtime in Southern California. Can't go wrong. And don't forget, we are still sitting at 358 shoes to go. So if you have any shoes that you want to donate, some gently used shoes that have been kind of sitting in your closet for a while, let me know. I will be happy to go and pick them up, take them off your hands. Got a goal of 365 for the rest of the year, and 7 down, 358 to go.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure if you have any insurance needs, James at csfirst.com, 619-884-0045, especially if you're interested in adding another income stream into your business. Maybe insurance is a good idea because you already got a book of business that exists.
Oh, look at that. Trying to make you money.
Right? 884-0045. Or you want to be on the podcast, hit me up, Hernan at csfirst.com. That's 619-884-4915. Send me a text message. Give me a call. Whatever works. Follow us on social media at Business Bros Pod. That's all we got for you guys today. Peace.
Bye-bye.
And I'm out. Bye, Facebook.
Bye, Facebook. Bye, Mama.
Bye, Ma.
Love you.
That'd be a good one.